Okay. I couldn't see where I was. Anyway, welcome back to the Crazy Clones Pokemon Soul Silver version run through. I don't really care about any wild battles out here, so I'm gonna cut those out as well as I can. In our last segment, we finally beat the gym. We explored a little bit of the ruins of Alpha, and we decided we were going to go out along this route because we kind of have to. Yeah, just saying. Anyway, what do you have to say, Victor? Alright, two things I want to point out before I move on. And both are very important. One is I've made two mistakes. One was I accidentally called the starter Jaggery. Mistake on my part.
Oh, you did take your shit back. Okay.
Yeah, I did, of course.
I was just checking. Put your clothes away because it's the laundry day tomorrow.
Makes sense. I hate interruptions. Anyway, where was I? Drat blast you. Yeah. Okay, important trainer battle, not really. Not really. You know any dance routines? Not really, do you? Play something snappy. Why did I just make that joke? Anyway, I'm probably going to be calling the starter Crikey often. I will probably fix that when we get to where we can actually change the name of the starter. The other mistake I have made, and it was brought up to me a lot later, I did point it out when I uploaded part 5, but the last mistake, the big mistake I made was I forgot the L in the rival's name. So instead of Wilfray, our rival, or my rival, is now called Wiffray. Yeah. So that's going to be a bit of a problem. You know what? He's going to send out a Zubat. That's a new Pokemon for us. It's a poison flying type. And I think as of right now, it's only going to have, like, it might have Bite. I know it's got Supersonic and Leech Life, so Hexus is probably my best bet right now. For that reason. And for this reason. Because I'm gonna hurt him no matter what, from here on out. Watch, it wears off after 2 turns. Of course, I may only need 2 turns to kill him from here. I don't know. Oh yeah, definitely only 2 turns only to kill him. But as a poison type, Hexus is resistant to poison moves, grass moves, fighting moves, and bug moves. Which makes it a very good type to have on the team if you're trying to be a little more defensive. However, it's, as I've said, poison has a bad side to it because it's kind of a double-edged stick because it can only hurt grass types, and a lot of grass types are mixed with something that's sadly resistant to poison. I hate getting interrupted. Okay, now come over here. You know what? Before we do that, we can go over to this place. I probably should have bought some repels before coming out here. Oh man! Oh man! You talk about your perfect timing. You don't get much better than that. Oh man, alive! Ooh boy. Anyway, you come over here, you'll find this person talking, and you'll find this person looking in a corner. I'll bet she's talking to herself now. Who's got the most experience to the next one? Wow, I really should not have done that. I'm not worried about healing up out on this route because there's only like 2 fights you actually. Well, I'll explain a bit. So this is one you definitely really don't have to talk to. Because talking to this one only puts you in a battle. But if you're going for as much in the Pokedex as you can, you might want to do it anyway. I totally forgot about the Pokemon. She uses a Nidoran female. Nidoran male and female have two separate Pokedex entries because, guess what? The male and female have two completely separate lines in the Pokemon series, and they were introduced in Generation 1 before genders were actually introduced. So, technically, Nidoran male and Nidoran female are genderless species. And, like I said, they have two different evolutionary lines. And something else weird I've noticed about, the two different...
Maybe some tea and, not tea, but cheese and crackers and all that.
Oh, is that what we're having for dinner? Alright. Something else I've noticed that's kind of odd about the Nidoran lines is that while the entire Nidoran male line can evolve and and actually have a higher attack than defense, the females are a little more balanced, but only a Nidoran female can evolve from that. Not evolve. Can breed from that entire line. It's weird though, out of the entire line, only one Pokemon is capable of breeding. Nidorina and Nidoqueen are not capable of breeding with any Pokemon. It's actually really easy to avoid that guy, I just now realized. This guy is a pain in the butt to try to avoid, and guess what Pokemon he has? Something we can't do anything against. Only one Pokemon, guess what it is? Wooper, the only thing we can't do a single thing against. I've had a lot of interesting statements about Chikorita. A lot of people are like, don't hate on Chikorita, they're actually really good Pokemon. I have not seen any evidence of that. There are a lot of places that say that Chikorita is by far the worst of the Johto starters. I am inclined to agree with them. Because, I mean, I have to say right now, it's pretty bad to only have two types in your moveset. Like, two types for attacking moves in your natural move pool. That's exactly what Chikorita has. As a matter of fact, if you just lay off TNs and HMs, you can do, but you do any move to her that doesn't actually take anything from you. Yeah. Chikorita, even then, can only learn normal and grass type attacks. So, it's useless there first. And then the rivals team, and a lot of Pokemon Gym leaders and Elite Four members in this region, also are able to easily take down Chikorita. Matter of fact, the rival doesn't even need Cyndaquil in this game. They get it, they don't need it. They could take it down with a Totodile, I'm sure. And I will be doing that. I will be doing that occasionally. I will actually take down the rival's Chikorita with Totodile. Totodile I'm actually a big advocate for. Because, one, their counterbalance is Chikorita. Two, they're Gators. I shouldn't have to say more than they're Gators. Gators are freaking awesome. Third, oh wait, talk to this guy. But the third thing is that they are the only Water-type starter to date that I know of that can actually learn an Ice-type move through leveling up. This area is great for fishing. Look at all those people fishing. Did you feel like you wanted to try fishing too? Would you like one of my rods? You get the most useless thing in the game. Excluding items that don't do anything. Old Rod, incredibly useless because it only pulls up 2 Pokemon. And it only pulls up Poliwag when you're like incredibly late in the game and it's too late to actually try to level 1 up. Unless you want to go for some grinding, good luck with that. The only other thing it pulls up throughout the entire course of the game is Magikarp. And I think just about everyone who knows Pokemon knows about Magikarp. It doesn't learn any good moves till like level 17. And then 3 levels later, at level 20, it evolves to Gyarados. So they're kind of useless. Yes, I am picking apricorns. Alright, lure balls. Apricorns rule. I tend to agree, actually. Anyway, oh, and this is really funny because this is a recurring gag in the Pokemon games before Gen 5. The most Pokemon dollars you can have is 999,999. This guy wants 1,000,000 Pokemon dollars for a Slowpoke tail. Guess what you cannot buy in this game? You don't want this. I thought kids these days were loaded. Who thinks that kids are loaded? Like, oh my god, what is your deal, man? Are you retarded or something? No. No. Get out of here. Go ahead and talk to him now if you feel like, you know, just being a nut. You don't have to talk to him at all. But he is kind of important later on. Well, he's not really important later on. He just signifies something that's going on. That's important it's going to be important by like the next episode. Anyway, spoiler. But anyway, we're going to run past this guy and back up to the top of the route and hit all those trainers. Never mind. I'm gotta go eat, so just give me a bit. Only the British can make a good soap opera. Anyway, I don't even know why I just came back and said that of all things. You can talk to this guy. What does this guy have again? I know fishermen generally have, like, Magikarp, the gag Pokemon. That's what I'm going to start referring to it as, gag Pokemon. Because it's not till it evolves that it's actually useful in battle. See, even this fisherman knows that. Even this fisherman knows that a Magikarp is a gag Pokemon. And you fight so many of them in a regular Pokemon game, it's unreal. Now, I will go ahead and say this. Gyarados are amazing. Matter of fact, I would probably be playing... Gyarados are amazing. I'm probably not going to use the one that you get as a part of this game, because there is one you get in the main storyline. But, it's pretty good. You know, it's level 30. It's really tough. And it's shiny. It's one of the few shiny. It's like the only... Well, correction, please. There are 2 shinies that can be obtained in a Pokemon game. The new one is the shiny Haxorus in the Nature Preserve, and I'll probably be showing that as an extra if I can get that Pokedex filled. But I will try to show the Nature Preserve if I can get there. And this is really getting good on me. Victor, if you faint, I'm going to move on. You know what? No, I'm being stupid. Hexus, get in there. I was being stupid. Hexus is the one who needs the levels. All of a sudden, you know, just... I'm such an idiot. But that's actually a really intelligent tactic. AI is actually being smart for a change. Lower defense and then confuse. And when they hurt themselves, they will hurt themselves a lot. I don't know too much about competitive battling because I don't do a lot of it myself, but yeah, that's what you get for trying to rush things. Yeah. This guy does not give you any fishing tips. He just rants about how his kid's being an upstart who won't hang out with him and everything. So I will go ahead and do a little intro to fishing. Because, you know, I'm that way. I'm Coleman. I'm like that. I didn't go over the unknown report. It's not really important until you actually get a lot of unknown. Anyway. Use and you cast. I hate that. Register, you can press the Y button. You can actually register 2 things in this game, so that's really handy. If I can catch anything, that would be really nice. Nope. I'll try right here. Don't wait. This looks like a good spot right under the magnet train bridge. That actually worked. What the heck? Game! Why you no make sense? Oh my god. Alright, this is what I mean by gag Pokemon. That thing is level 10. Watch what it's going to do to me. No, I'm not even going to do anything this turn. Look. That is all a Magikarp has. Okay, I was off by 2 levels. So, you're going to have 5 levels of uselessness on this particular Magikarp. And that's only going to learn Tackle, which has a 35 power and a 95 accuracy. And Magikarp do not have high attack stats. I mean, honestly, Magikarp are fast. That's the only thing about them that's worthful. That's the only thing about them that's any worth at all. Worthful's not even a word. No, that's not a word, no. But, no, I mean, if you want a really good, Pokemon, that has the water flying type, but has a better special attack, I don't know why you'd want that. I mean, double lateness to electric moves. But if for some reason you actually wanted that, I would recommend, instead of Soul Silver, you might want to get Heart Gold instead, because I can recommend Mantine better than I can recommend Gyarados. Mantine are just as difficult to catch, if not harder to catch. Matter of fact, I think a Mantine's harder to catch than some legendaries, if I'm right. But, it's pitiful. I would be playing Heart Gold version if it weren't for Spinarak, and I'm probably going to be doing this a lot at night, like I'm doing now. I don't know if you can tell, but it's supposed to be night right now. I hope I didn't show my face there. That'd be horrible. You know, I wouldn't want, like, I wouldn't want to break someone's computer with how ugly I am. I mean, I do a lot of self-bashing, but it's kind of deserved sometimes. Okay. So, I think I'm going to check, see how long we've been running for, and I'll decide what I should do from here. We've only been going for about 18:38, so you know what? Let's just keep going. Oh, back in the old days, we didn't have numbers. Okay, you can get the can for Bullet Seed if you chose Chikorita, or you grab the Bellsprout, or if you have something that can learn Bullet Seed. Why am I doing this? Stupid game! I'm not much better, but I'm still going to cry stupid game. I am so glad Hexus can run from a Wooper. Hey, Great Ball! Perfect. Something I don't intend to use for a while. Hey, it's ball. Bad pun. What did you think, Hexus? Okay, Hexus liked it. And at glance, it's intriguing. I'm sorry, does my face look funny to you? I mean, my face kind of looks funny to me, but... Well... Camera, focus. Blasted camera. So we've got another Pokemon. This is the Nidoran male, and you can't see anything because the camera's being a pain in the butt. I should start doing that more often. When the camera messes up on me, I'll just cover it up and make it back again. I'll just do that from here on out. Watch me not do it next time. But Nidoran male. I've already gone over that when I went over the female. It's probably going to look like it's got the same color as a Nidoran female. It's actually... Nidoran female is a blue, Nidoran male is a purple, and it's really hard to tell because it's probably not rendering the color properly, I think. But anyway, there are two reasons I think one would probably prefer to get gold or heart gold version over soul silver version. This is on a tangent. But Mantine over Delibird and what was the other one? Oh yeah, Donphan over Ursaring. Those are the two reasons I would suggest playing in Heart Gold as opposed to Soul Silver. But reasons to choose Soul Silver over Heart Gold. This is my opinion once again. You've got Ekans. You've got Skarmory. You don't have Spinarak. Hey, Jaggery. Don't look at me that way. Hey! Anyway. I'm sorry. Okay. Freshly caught. And seared. I'm sorry. Why did I make that joke? I'm stupid. Okay, Poliwag. New Pokemon. Poliwag are the only other thing you can catch with the old rod in this game. As far as my memory allows, anyway. And actually, Poliwag are a little more useful. Yeah. Poliwag can evolve to Poliwrath. Well, they evolve to Poliwhirl, and then Poliwhirl can go two ways. Either it gets the Water Stone and evolves to Poliwrath, which is a water fighting type, and the only water fighting type as of today, which is January the 27th, 2013. But, Poliwhirl can also evolve by trading and holding the King's Rock while it's being traded. It evolves to Politoed that way. And Politoed is... I want to say it's kind of like the water-type Honchkrow. Because Honchkrow's cries make Murkrow obey, and a Politoed can make a lot of Poliwag obey. So, I think that's about right. I could be totally wrong on that, and I probably am. Also, I should probably say that Rage is not... Never mind. I was about to say, Rage isn't a very smart move to use on a Poliwag, but I was just proven wrong by the game. So, that's nice. The game is trying to make me into a liar. Way to go. But the episodes are going to be really heavy with trainer battles. I'll try to skip as much as I can out of them. And he's got another Poliwag. You know what? Hexus needs it more. Let's put him in. Now, I'm going to pretty much guarantee that Hexus from here is going to go from the gag Pokemon, the butt monkey of the team, to probably the big boss of the team, because I have to admit, Arbok are actually really good. You can actually obtain Ekans and Arbok later in the game if you're playing Heart Gold version, which is a blessing. Of course, if you're playing Soul Silver, you can get a Sandshrew, which is Ekans opposite. You can get that earlier than you could probably get an Ekans in Heart Gold, so if you want to use both Sandshrew and Ekans on a team, it doesn't matter which version you grab. And other differences between versions, the only real differences between versions are Pokemon and pretty much everything pertaining to them, or just about, you know. Like, another reason I would go for Heart Gold over Soul Silver is because of something you can do after beating the Kanto storyline of the game. Yeah, there are two stories in this game. One has, like, no storyline whatsoever. One has more storyline than the other. This one has more storyline. I will try to hit them both, so don't worry about that. Okay. So, and then we'll end it off with the fight with this guy, which is the last trainer on the route before we get past the Pokemon Center. I'm not going to try to pass the Pokemon Center in this episode. I might go and fight the guy after it. You know what? No, that's only going to be like 20 minutes. Let's do it. Let's go as far as we can without, you know, leaving the actual route. Do it! We've got more Magikarp to fight. This should take a little while. Another thing that makes Magikarp a gag Pokemon, I've already said their attack is low. I have said in Gyarados' defense that it does get an ungodly attack and pretty much all stat boost, really, when it evolves. Except for its speed, which I think it's cut for some reason. No, its speed is about the same, never mind. But another thing that makes Magikarp such a gag Pokemon is A, fishermen cram a lot of them on the team. Okay, this is an example of a Magikarp using Tackle. Never mind. But the other thing that makes Magikarp such a gag Pokemon is it's just like, and it doesn't really do anything. Like, you take it out and you don't get any experience for it. You're just like, what the heck, game? You made me fight that ridiculously overpowered Pokemon and I get no experience from it? But that's a Magikarp. It's the gag Pokemon of the Pokemon series. Even its counterpart, Feebas, is better than it. Because Feebas can actually learn TMs. Can actually learn move tutor moves other than bounce. And that's another thing I think is really stupid about Magikarp and Gyarados. Because Gyarados is water flying type. It learns ice attacks, dark attacks, water attacks, rather. It learns dragon attacks. It does not learn a single flying type move without getting taught bounce. And that's the only flying type move that Gyarados can learn. Why did the game designers do that? I will never understand why they made a water flying type that only learns one flying attack. Period. Now, I know they didn't change it because I've tried. I know they haven't changed it yet because I've tried all the TMs in black and white that are flying on Gyarados. Not even Acrobatics would work. And Acrobatics is actually the one I figured would actually work. Skydrop, I didn't figure that would do anything. Aerial Ace it can't do. It hasn't been able to do that from the start. It can't learn Fly, which makes total sense. I just think that Gyarados is like... I think Gyarados is actually a little overrated, actually. How many times did I say actually in that sentence, actually? Okay, that was on purpose, sorry. But that's another reason I prefer to take Mantine and Pelipper and Swanna. And if you haven't played any Gen 5 games, you'll have no idea what a Swanna is. Matter of fact, if you haven't played anything past Gen 1, you don't know what any of those are. But we're not going to run into a Mantine the entire time we play this. We're not going to run into Phanpy or Donphan the entire time we play this. But I will do my darndest to try to get a member of Cyndaquil's line on my team for the final battle of this game. For the final trainer battle of this game, I will have, or I will try to have, either a Quilava or a Typhlosion on my team. I don't know whether I'll evolve from Quilava or not. I know I'm evolving it from Cyndaquil. Because Cyndaquil is cute, but it would be a little more impressive if instead of well, I don't want to spoil it. Like, let's just say the middle evolution would be a little more impressive than the final evolution or the basic evolution. Because, you know, that's kind of Battle of the Ages style of stuff. And I'm going to go in here, and then we're going to have the final fight on the route here. So just give me a bit. Alright, I'm going to keep close to the tree line here, because that's where the guy is! Alright. This guy is a bird keeper. If you don't remember from the last gym. Of course, then again, some of the trainer sprites are very similar, so you're going to be thrown off. So I don't blame you if you are. I did switch to Hexus for the lead Pokemon. Sorry I did that off camera. And stop spazzing out on me! Not cool. So yeah, I'm really debating as to what I should do. By the way, if you're wondering where you can find Sandshrew in Heart Gold, it's up ahead here. I didn't mention that, and I've been neglecting to mention that the entire time. I was kind of hoping no one would notice. Just kidding. But, no, so, I do have to say something, once again, on a completely unimportant tangent. But I hate on a lot of Pokemon. But actually, there are a lot of Pokemon people don't like that I will recommend. Like, I don't necessarily recommend Gyarados. I don't recommend Pikachu. I don't recommend Chikorita. A lot of people might. And that's perfectly fine. Everyone's entitled to their opinions, I mean. But I recommend Tentacool because they're really good special defensively. And they can be really good HM slaves if used properly. Because they can learn a pretty mean Surf, so I'm probably going to grab one and just use it for Whirlpool. And only put it on my team when I need it. And another Pokemon I actually have an easy time recommending that nobody seems to like. Interestingly enough, the big Pokemon I recommend that a lot of people won't is Zubat. I actually recommend Zubat. I know it's the weirdest thing, but I've had overall, like, Zubat aren't that good defensively. They're okay attack-wise. Their special attack isn't all that great, though. But their attack's okay. Their HP has a lot to be desired. Their defenses have a lot to be desired. But they're incredibly fast. And they actually have a fairly decent move pool. And they can learn Fly, which is one of the most helpful HMs in the entire game.
Nice. Sure don't want to watch that?
I'm sure. Night. Oh, right. Okay. It is. Ugh, I hate interruptions. No, people stop interrupting me. Anyway. So, from here on out, we can't use Rock Smash. Great. But we have a new area open to us now that we've gotten along that route. That is the Union Cave, which we shall tackle next time. Ugh. Let's see. I was stopped in the middle of my train of thought. Where was I? Zubat. Like they evolve into Golbat, which is not that. It's not a very pretty. It's not a very pretty Pokemon, but it's not supposed to be. I'm actually rather appearance driven, which is going to make people say, "What the? Are you nuts?" But because I'm using a lot of Pokemon people deem as ugly, I use Ekans and Arbok. I use Totodile, and I'm using Hoot Hoot. And yet I'm appearance driven. They're not necessarily cool Pokemon, they're not necessarily cute Pokemon, they're kind of a mixture of both in my book, but that just shows how warped and twisted my mind is sometimes, you know. Anyway, so, we're going to enter the Union Cave, and we will pick up here next time. So until then, this is the Crazy Woman. Getting a call from Youngster Joey, ignoring it, saying thank you, and goodbye. I'm going to take my Pokegear and throw it across this cave and break it. So, see you next time while we tackle the Union Cave. 谢谢和再见。